Hello. Hopefully, my bitrate's not gonna suck too bad. Who knows? I came back home and there is still weird happening. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. But hopefully you can see me. Hopefully I am visible. Except for my invisible shirt bits. I forgot I was wearing a shirt with green on it. Oh well. But hopefully you can see me and hopefully you can see my knitting. I am working on this mystery knitalong blanket from Baracco. And square 1 and 2 came out for January. So I'm like maybe halfway-ish done with this square. So we're gonna try to keep working on it. Did I get the part of this that had my like pattern on it up on my screen? No, why would I do that? That would be like sense making and useful. That would not be a thing to do. Oh god. Okay, let's see if I can find it. It's one of these 5 million windows. Okay. Window. Let's see. This tab. Here we go. Excellent. I have found the right tab. Now I just need to make sure all the other things I need up on the screen are still up on the screen. So, both blocks for January are textures, so hence why this is just like a knit purl texture happening. Oh my god, my OBS is like, I want to say bad things about it because it'll hear me. Block 2 is at least slightly more complicated texture. This is like a very simple one. But here, I'm going to post a link to it. Here it is. I can have buttons. And then I'm going to go try to find where my like row counter thingy is. I'm using this app on my phone that like just is a press to count rows sort of dealy. So it's a repeat of 8, which I've done 6 out of the 11 times so far. So we shall see. We shall see if I can do it. We shall see if I can finish it on stream. We shall see if I can like manage to not try to knit right here where no one can see it. But it's like a fairly easy, quick pattern. So yeah, this is row 1. So hopefully it'll be like reasonably brainless and I won't F it up, but I wanted to get it started because yeah, I've got like there's an app I have that I don't remember what it's called, but there's like a whole bunch of them that are free, which allow you to just kind of track time on specific tasks. It's like really good if you're getting paid hourly on something. So you can just kind of like press a button and it starts a timer, and then you can pause it if you're like, I'm going to take a break or whatever, or you can like stop it and then it just aggregates everything in that project. Okay, 3, 4, okay. So yeah, it's basically like a 4-stitch repeat of knits and purls in little boxes. So it's like the world's most trivial pattern, but I didn't get the yarn in time enough to take it with me on my trip, which I really had wanted to do, but I got it like it arrived the day I arrived, so that's why I've kind of started it now, because I feel like I'm behind because January is half over, even though it's like 2 12-inch blocks. Oh yeah, okay. Yep. Yeah, oh god, I wish I knew. You know what, let me look up what the heck this app is. It is somewhere in my 5 billion apps. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's called A Tracker. like the letter A and then the word tracker. And then you can like just create a thing and then just track what you're doing in it. I think that's the one that I had used. There's also another app. Oh yeah, no, I was using this one. It's called Hours Tracker. It has ads. They're advertising me like Kegel exercise equipment, which is weird. But yeah, you just, so like, I don't know if you can see my screen. So like, I was keeping track of how long it took me to do a load of laundry. Don't ask. But like, I created a thing called laundry, and then like, you know, it's jobs. You could create a job. And then when you go into a job, you can clock in now or say, oh, I actually started at a certain time. So you can be like, clock in now. And then it's going. Oh, look, it's an ad. Whoop-de-doo. Sorry. I'm being advertised, conquer the throne. Please skip this video. Please skip this video. I'm not going to buy your thing. But like it says I'm on the clock for this task, and I can click, and it's got like a clock out now, or stop at, or start break now, or I did a break at, and like that's it. Yeah, delete this one. I don't actually, like, I'm not clock out, not doing the thing. But yeah, so Hours Tracker, like it looks like a little piggy bank with a clock in it kind of thing. Which is pretty useful. And like just lives on your phone. I don't know if you have iPhone or Android, but I think there's an Android version of it as well. So it should. What are we doing over here? Why are we split? This is Barocco Vintage. So this knitalong is a Barocco knitalong. So I'm using the vintage yarn, but it's been splitting on me a little bit. So it's not a bad yarn because it's a machine washable blend, and it's 52% acrylic, 40% wool, 8% nylon. So, but yeah. It should be fairly easy, but I have been working on the sweater that y'all saw me work on last time. I worked on it on the flight back as well, but I'm 23 rows into a 46 row repeat. But then once I do the 46 repeat, I get to start introducing the other color. So I want to actually get this this blue plied before I go and keep going on it, just so that I can have it ready for when I need it. And oh, exciting thing. I went and signed up to be an ambassador with Gangset, which is where I get the fiber for that sweater. It is one of the least expensive places for fiber that I've found. And I really like it because I get 3.5 ounces of fiber for like $10 there. And I should see if I can make the button work. Can I make the button work? That gives me... Yeah! So you can go there, and you've got like my ref link. You can also use a coupon code to POW Vulcan and get 10% off, which is pretty neat. But yeah, it's pretty nifty. So if one is interested in that sort of thing, where that sort of thing is spinning fiber, that place is great. They also have this one kind of merino, and then they have 5 billion kinds of things for macrame. They're a very bizarre place. And I cannot say much about their macrame supplies because I've never bought them. But their merino is really nice. And comes in a lot of nice colors, like nothing fancy, no gradients, but like for just the standard color, they're the place. They're the most cost-effective place for fiber I've found. And it's just a nice long staple, 100% merino, like nothing fancy, no blends, no nothing. And I've been greatly enjoying it. Like it's been pretty lovely to spin. So I highly recommend it for anybody who is into that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, what are we doing? No, do not. I can count to 4. I swear I can count to 4, but anyway, my flight back was pretty uneventful. Apparently 2 hours after I flew out, the airport was closed down because rebels in Yemen were shooting rockets at it. It was closed down for like about an hour. But which I guess makes a nice bracket because they were doing the same thing when I was flying in, and about 3 hours before we landed, the airport was closed for half an hour as well. Okay, again, I can count to 4. I swear. 3, 4. You can just hear the narrator voiceover. Friends, she could not count to 4. But yeah, I'm going to pretend like I can count to 4. 4. I've also started a new Notions file to see if I can organize all of my stuff. So we'll see. All right, how are we doing for the... Okay, we're 2300 kilobytes bitrate, which is fascinating because OBS claims it's sending 3300. OBS also claims that it's sending 60 frames per second, and we are apparently broadcasting 30 frames per second, so... And it's definitely really volatile, but I guess that's life. Let me know how the 30 frames per second are for you on the watching things end, because I can't necessarily tell, but let me know if it is jumpy or if 30 is okay. It's been smooth? Okay. Yeah, I mean, so 30 frames per second should be fine because human eyeballs generally see about 24 to 26. But, this is not normal. Like 60 is what I normally do, so I don't know why it's receiving 30 when 60 is being sent. And like I said, I've been gone for 2 weeks, so I haven't been following up on what's going on with the internet here at home. And apparently it's better, but it's not a lot better. Again, it's supposed to be 11. When it was real bad, it was 1. It is 7.6 right now. I checked before streaming, so it's like, okay. I pay for 11, so I would like 11, but I guess 7 is better than 1. Yeah, I mean, that does sound like a Twitch thing, that's true. That is very true, but my hope is to finish this and then either start on the second square, which I might not want to do on stream because I really hate casting on stream. It's like nobody wants to see me struggle to count to 62. But I also have to apply the blue, so that's a thing to do. And then I think tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is Friday, I think. Tomorrow, what I would like to stream is I need to kit up my the really big diamond painting. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I gotta start doing that, and I gotta start using and I get to use the present that RGB gave me for that. So here's hoping we can do that tomorrow to kit up, because once we're kitted up, we can actually start the painting, which I don't know what I'm gonna do, because it's not that I'm away this weekend. I'm visiting RGB, who's like 100 yards away. But we're doing like a staycation, because normally what we do this weekend, because it's a long weekend, normally what we do is we, nope, this is row 3, not row 5. We go to, and we staff a convention, like we run it, I was chair, that sort of thing. And we have both quit that convention. Like, for real, no, we mean it, actually. So we are actively doing a staycation. We're not going to the con. She purchased a legacy version of Ticket to Ride, so we're gonna try to play all 10 games of it. We just finished a legacy version of Sagrada, which has been pretty cool. Why are we getting... Okay, apparently we're getting an ad in 10 minutes, but that's fine. I really need to have this up so that I can see what Twitch is doing. So we finished the Legacy Sagrada, and that was pretty awesome. So we're going to try to play Legacy Ticket to Ride all through the weekend. But it means that I'm over at her house starting at around 10 a.m. every day. So either I need to stream very late at night when I'm back from her house, or I need to stream before 10 a.m. So before 10 a.m. is unlikely to happen, because that is not a real time unless somebody's paying me to be awake. So sorry about that. We're gonna, like, using one yarn to stop the ball of yarn from rolling. Why am I not using one of my billion yarn bowls? I don't know. I have no idea. But I guess because some of them are downstairs and some of them are full of nonsense here. So I'm gonna see if I end up streaming late at night, because, like, I'm likely to get home around 11 on any given day, and that's, like, I might be falling the hell asleep, or I might be not, so we'll have to see. But it might be the case that after tomorrow I won't stream until Tuesday. So we'll see. Alright, row 5 is where we change. So we just did 4 rows of knits first, so we're going to start doing 4 rows of purls here. So that we kind of do the opposite of what we were doing, and kind of, you know, create that texture here. Basically, this mystery blanket thing, this mystery blanket thing is made out of 20 squares, so it's really weird, actually, because, like, there are 2 squares in January, but I think there's only 1 square in February, and there's no squares in October for unknown reasons. So, yeah, it's weird. But there's going to be, like, cable squares and lace squares, etc. So it's kind of like a sampler blanket, but the January is texture month, so both of the squares are textures. So this one is like the super easy, you know, knits and purls in squares. The other one, and it's going to be this color, the second square. The second square's pattern is like a little bit more complex, but not actually a lot more complex or anything. So yeah. Anyway, what's been going on with you? What have you been working on? I saw the ponchos, and I saw the like mittens, sort of, not mittens, but like fingerless things. I think that you posted. I think I saw those. But yeah. What else is up? Are you crafting while you're hanging out? Well, I think last time you were making infinite amounts of banana bread. And haven't had a chance to work on the other. Okay. Well, I hope you get the chance to do it soon. I have this problem when I'm working, when I need to like make two of something, like it's socks or mittens or whatever. If I make one and then have to make the other, like that second one is just never getting made. Yeah, you had mentioned, I think last time that they were staying for some indeterminate amount of time. But hopefully there's like enough room for you all. But what time is it? It's 3:20, 3:12 here. I think you are in 2, 3, 4. You're in a similar time zone as me. So I guess it is like coming back from school time, isn't it? I don't know. What time do kids get home from school these days? Kids these days. I want to say my school ended at like 1 maybe, or maybe 2 or 3. You know what? I honestly don't remember anymore. 2 big ass couches. Well, this is good, but and like I've had relatives stay on my living room couches and stuff, and it's always great to have the couches, but on the other hand, it also means that like there's less living room for living in or doing like hanging out in or whatever, so tends to make things a little less easy sometimes with people being kind of on top of each other. Oh yeah, so like basically right now. She should be coming home like now. Right. Yeah. High school is... the times we have for high school here are just so weird. Like, they should be starting so much later than they do. We should not be making teenagers get up at the times we make teenagers get up. It is just basically torture for them as far as I can tell. Hello, thank you for lurking. Lurkers are always appreciated. Welcome. We are working on this square for this mystery blanket along, and kind of just hanging out and chatting as I struggle to remember what time I got home from school when I was, in school last century. But and I'm, as always lately, I am hoping that my upload speed on my internet doesn't like freak out again, so right. Were you homeschooled like the entire schooling, or kind of like only part of it? I think 3:30 was our high school. Yeah, like that sounds reasonable. Because we had 7 classes in a day plus lunch. Because we had this weird 8-class cycle. So like on day 1, we would miss class 1. So the first class of the day was 2. And on day 2, we skipped 2, etc. But it was like an 8-day cycle instead of like that fit into 5 days badly. And then Like things were either white or gray, sub 1 or sub 2, because sometimes you're like, this is seventh period. Do I have lab or gym? And it was just such a mess. And I think we started at 8 maybe, but like my school bus, it was at 6:30. Right. And we had like lunch and study hall, and homeroom was just inside your whatever your first class was. But I know that like seniors could leave campus for lunch and study halls. But like my high school was more or less on the highway, so if you didn't have a car, you just sort of couldn't really go anywhere. So that whole leave campus thing was not a thing for me because I didn't have a car or a driver's license for that matter. I relied on that school bus to get me to school, and then from school to the public library in town where I worked after school every day. But so did my mother. So we went home after work together, which was nice. So I took a different school bus to after school than I did in the morning. Oh, I think we're about to get an ad. So yeah, we're gonna get an ad imminently. Once it starts, I'm gonna go to a BRB screen because during ad time is a great time for everybody to get up, walk around, get a beverage, use the restroom, all sorts of other things that like sometimes we forget to do because we sit around and craft or watch things or stream. So yeah. Hopefully it yeah, I you know what? Twitch ad manager, you're drunk. Go home. It like counted down for me and said ad starting soon, and now it just says ad starting soon. Okay, ad. There we go. There it is. It is a craft gossip circle. All right, BRB. I think we're back. I think we're back. I was taking this opportunity to like, in any way measure this block, and it's supposed to be 12 inches square, and it's like a little bit more than 12 inches. But my gauge is correct, so I don't know. Did I like, and I clearly did not like increase the number of stitches, so at least I don't think. It's like 5. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 repeats. So 7 times 8 is 56. Plus these 4 is 60, and then an extra 1 stitch. Yeah, it's 62 stitches. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Well, I mean, I'll block it, and it'll be the correct size, but... Also, I'm, like, gorging myself on Fresca because, there isn't any where I was. Like, they don't sell it. No, but like I was measuring it down the middle too. I have reasonably even texture, so, or wow, texture, wow. I have reasonably even tension, so it shouldn't be like too bad, but it'll be fine. Like, I am not particularly worried as long as they're mostly 12 by 12 in the end. Mostly. Alright. Did we just, like, lose a stitch? We totally did. We totally did. Dum 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 dum. Do not lose this stitch. Okay, there we go. Pick it back up. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. I have an advanced degree in computing. I passed DiffyQ. I've passed calculus. I passed linear algebra. You know what I can't do? Arithmetic. Cannot do arithmetic. Can barely do it in my head. Can barely count. Like, I'm counting to 4 here, guys. 4. And it's hard. I am constantly going like, did I need to switch to pearls like 2 stitches ago? Yes, I did. It is insane. Although I gotta say, more is nice. The higher your calculus, the worse your arithmetic. Yep, you're not wrong. You know, I spent a lot of time in like high school and a little bit in college wondering like where the hell I'm going to use some of this weird esoteric math, and some of it I use at work, but like I don't write code anymore, so less so. I've used, you know, matrix multiplication and whatnot when I was doing image printing and all that kind of stuff, but the place I used things like trigonometry the most, like the only place I've used things like trigonometry since school, has been sewing. Like, I remember when my brother was 10. So he was 10, I was like 23, 24. And I had just started sewing. I was making myself outfits for the SCA, medieval sewing, whatever. And my brother was like, I want to be a wizard for Halloween. And I want a pointy hat. And so I had to figure out how to take a cone and insert it into a donut, right? Like there was like a rolled donut hem and then a pointy cone. And I had to figure out like how big to make each of them to make them fit each other. And I realized that to inscribe a cone into a torus, I needed an equation from trigonometry that I had, that I could go look up and do this sewing. And I, to this day, sewing is the place I use the most math. I use a lot of arithmetic for like my knitting and for spinning, for various math, for like figuring out how much of what I need. But the sewing has required the most high math. My brain does not allow me to eyeball sewing. Like, I know it's in some sewing, it's like, okay, yes, pi is 3, close enough. But I do a lot of like very precise stuff with very heavy fabrics, with take up and shrinkage, and I have to take it into account. And basically, if you don't do the high math magics around velvet, it doesn't work. So, yeah. I think I missed something. Oh yeah. Oh God, yeah. I could not do any calculus now. Are you kidding? I can't. I can barely no. However, often I find that I just go to the internet and I look up how to do something, and they will give me the formula, and I realize, oh yeah, I remember learning this. I know how to do this formula. But yeah, no, calculus was not a thing that I currently need to do. It's like, when in life do you need to calculate the area under the curve? Well, let me tell you. If you have a sleeve, and a sleeve has an S curve at the arm size, and you are going to cover the cap of the sleeve with like gold thread embroidery, like you do, you want to figure out how much area is going to be under that curve so that you buy the exact amount of that gold thread, because that sucker is not cheap. So that was math that I needed to do. And that was calculus, right? Like areas under the curve, that's calc. So that was ancient knowledge being produced for that particular problem. Okay, there we go. So that's our 8 pattern repeat. That only took 43 minutes of this session. The streaming was one 8-row repeat, which is kind of insane, but here we are. So I'm going to start the next repeat. So that's 7 repeats out of 11. So 2, 3, 4, 11-ish, to be fair. Okay, so let me find the button that I need to press so that I can give you the link to this thing. There we go. Did that do it? Yes. So basically, you sign up, you get your yarn. I bought my yarn from them, but like you don't have to. And they release the patterns for the blocks. And it's a mystery what it's going to look like until then. So like the 2 blocks that are for January are known. So I have the pattern for January 1 and January 2. And I have no idea what the pattern in February is going to be. And I won't know until, I think, February 2nd. I think it's the 2nd day of the month that they release it. And it's free. So, like, participation is completely free. You can sign up. And I think if you post your finished object, they will enter you into a drawing of a year of yarn, whatever that means. So like the folks who are using yarn that they already had at home, for example, it's a completely free experience. I bought the kit for the yarn. So I'm a knitter. I'm a knitter who has recently, I don't want to say I learned crochet, but like I learned crochet. I used to be in the place where I'm like, okay, I know enough crochet to make an edging for my knitting. But like I can't crochet beyond chains and singles. So recently I've done some amigurumi and a couple of like cowls and a sweater. So I can no longer say I can't crochet. It's not my, it's like it's not my thing still. I'm still mostly a knitter, but I figured if I'm gonna like do all the fiber things, which I am, I should be bisexual, bicraftual, whatever. I should be able to do both. But yeah, I knit on stream. I do a lot of spinning on stream because I'm a spinner, and I weave, but that's really hard on stream. So I still haven't like done my setup for my loom downstairs to be able to stream my big loom. I have a floor loom. It's in a different room, so it's very hard to stream. I've streamed my rigid heddle, which is right now in a pile, but just because it's up here, so I can kind of like point the camera at it, but like it's not on a table, so it makes it a little harder to pick up knitting. So I'm gonna say this. I don't know where you're located, but if you are in America, in the USA, they teach knitting in a way that makes it harder. Don't do it that way. Do not do standard ass American knitting. Do not learn it. You will just pick up bad habits. Learn what's known as either continental knitting or left-handed knitting sometimes. It is much easier and okay. Right. So you are West Coast. I hope your world is not on fire. And if it is, I hope it's okay. 2, 3, 4. But yeah, pick up continental. You'll have a much easier time. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's trivial, right? It's not. Like any hobby, like any craft, it takes practice. It's just the learning curve is less steep for continental, and there's like just less awkward, too many things to hold in a hand sort of thing with it. Obviously, everybody's mileage varies, absolutely, 100%, but that is my advice to people. I was flabbergasted when I realized that people in this country learned to knit that way because, like, why? It is just so much harder, and it takes longer, and it's more awkward, and you drop stitches, and you drop your yarn, and you drop your needles, and people get frustrated much more. And it's just like, why are we setting people up to fail? That is silly. Don't do that. And it used to be that it was taught here, but before it became known as continental knitting, it was known as German knitting, and we were having a World War I at that point, and all things German could not be stood, so people started doing the English knitting, which is what we do here in America. This was the same time where we had hot dogs instead of frankfurters, and we did not eat hamburgers because they had the word Hamburg in it, and that was in Germany, so we couldn't have it. And yeah, and all sorts of other silly things like that having to do with pretending like those things had anything to do with a country we were at war with, because we were that smart. Anyway, I live in a town that up to 1914 was called Berlin. There's one in New Hampshire, there's one in Connecticut, there's one in Massachusetts. But the one I live in, in 1914 got officially renamed to be pronounced Berlin. Because of course it did. Yeah, I'm glad you are safe. I'm sorry your friends are stressed. I have I have a lot of friends in the LA area. I think mostly nobody has lost property, but everybody's very stressed out. Some people have been evacuated. There's a lot of like bad air and breathing problems happening with folks. So, yeah, because the world was not enough on fire. We needed actual fire. That's what I'm gonna say about that. But yeah. Okay. See, this is the counting to 4 problem. Having a counting to 4 problem. And I need to keep measuring it at this point because the instructions say do like knit until it's a certain amount of inches from cast on, approximately 11 repeats. But I am at like I'm into the 8th repeat, so it is beginning to be in a place where like I should just pay attention and measure, because I don't really know if my row gauge is correct. I know my stitch gauge is correct, but I don't know if my row gauge really is. So I think we just need to measure, and I think all the squares are going to be in the like do this until it measures 12 inches or approximately X number of rows. So yeah, well, you know what? Nature is not supposed to do that. Nature can bite me. It needs to stop that shit and chill the hell out. Sometimes literally. And yeah. Yeah. And the Santa Ana winds can bite my behind, basically. Like, I know they're supposed to happen and all that, but blech. That's what I have to say. Blah. Okay, do not pause chat. Thank you. Yeah. 2, 3, 4. There we go. And we have finally had snow here, which is like great and all, but like it is certainly not the appropriate amount of snow for the season that we're having. And yeah. Horrific fires in 03 and 07. That's valid. That's valid. I have never lived anywhere that had a fires problem. More like snowstorms and, like lack of power and that kind of stuff instead. Well, you're in a place, Box Puppy, you're in a place where snow is like fun for the kids. It's not like... And then 7 feet of snow fell, and nobody was able to go anywhere, and that included, like, ambulances and things, which is what we used to get. And, like, don't get me wrong, I'm okay not getting that kind of snow, but we haven't had, like, 2 feet of snow in a couple of years, and that's probably not great. So... Like, we had snow, but it was a couple of inches of snow. And what's bad that happens is we get, like, these weird warm spells, like 80 degrees in January, like what happened last year. And then there's a cold snap, after that, which makes sense, but it ruined all of our pitted fruit crop. right? Like all the cherries and peaches and everything just did not happen. Like that cold snap after the warm completely effed that up. So yeah. Okay, so like no one here knows how to drive in it either. Right? It's not like it's novel or weird, but nobody knows how to drive. There's lots of accidents. People drive like 3 miles an hour, or people drive like there's nothing on the ground in their little sports cars, and then they spin out. And let me tell you, there's a reason I own a Subaru. And it's not just because it's the official, like, LGBTA car of the universe. It's because real, true, no shit, all-wheel drive is paramount in the kind of weather we can get here. And Subaru is the only car that has actual all-wheel drive. Everything else that claims to have all-wheel drive has computer-assisted four-wheel drive. Okay, so if you are in the same area as Storm, water falls from the sky, like, semi-continuously in some amounts. Doesn't it? Like, don't you guys get, like, an insane amount of rain all the time? Like, I could be wrong, but my understanding of that area is that when it's not actively raining, it is just kind of gently drizzling, and people should know how to deal with that. But, so when I was there, and I was supposed to meet up with Storm, but he wasn't feeling well, but I did meet up with Thick Like Cheesecake, who is an amazing Sims streamer. Anyway, Cheesy picked me up from the hotel I was staying at for my conference, and we drove into downtown Seattle, and it was like drizzly and rainy and stuff, and we were driving, and I'm like, you live here? How are you not, like, able to drive in the rain? Oh, okay. I thought you were, like, actively near him. But yeah, I was just like, how are you not? Okay, fine. Let's just pretend it's the other people. But yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, for some reason I thought you were like near, like actively near him. But also, like, my knowledge of the geography on that coast is a little low. It's like I am aware of California, and I think I know, roughly speaking, where, like, Washington State is. Somewhere near there is Oregon. I don't know where it is. And I don't think there are any other states on the coast over there, but I'm bad at that. Oh. I'm hoping it does not sleet in Florida, because I don't think they know how to deal with it. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, got it. I am going to be in his area again in August, and I'm supposed to be in LA in March, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, because I'm a division head for Worldcon, which is the World Science Fiction Conference. And in 2026, it's happening in LA. So I got to go to a div head meeting. In August, the World Science Fiction Convention is happening in Seattle. So that's why I'm going to be there in August. Last year, it was in Glasgow. And the year before that, it was in China, which was new and weird, and most people didn't go. And the year before that, it was in Chicago. And the year before that, it was in DC. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it travels around. It doesn't go out into the world outside of North America as much as it should, but it's been doing it more lately. Basically, all the attendees vote on where it's going to be 2 years out. So, like, in Glasgow 24, we voted on where it will be in 26. So, like, this year in Seattle, we'll vote on where it's going to be in 27. And right now, there's only one group in the bidding, and that's Montreal. So we will see. We will see where that ends up. Probably it'll end up in Montreal, but there's still time for if there's like another group that wants to bid for it. But it's a lot of work, so not a lot of not a lot of groups are up for it. 1, 2, 3. And it's also like it's an initial money outlay. Like you'll recoup the money, but there's an initial money outlay, and you need to have facilities in your area and stuff. So it's not like super easy. Yeah. Okay. If they moved from North Carolina, I bet it was better there. I think it's okay here from what my friends say, but generally speaking, I'm a fan of the here New England kind of area for that sort of thing. Oh God, yes. Don't be trans in Florida if you can help it. It is not great, from what I understand. As far as I'm concerned, there's exactly one reason to go to Florida, and you should only be in Florida in as much as you are going to get from the airport to the Disney and back, and stay out of the rest of Florida as much as possible. That's my theory, but I am a little bit of a Disney addict, and therefore I cannot not do Disney. So before the egg cracked. Okay. That makes some sense. And yeah, like from what I understand, the Pacific Northwest is pretty good for that sort of thing. And like in general, like Pacific Northwest in general is pretty nice place to live as far as I understand. And it's beautiful. But yeah. Just like keeping an eye on when Twitch thinks I should have ads, so that I don't like get caught unawares. But yeah, I don't know. I know that I am very lucky and very privileged to be in New England, where things are somewhat better than many other parts of the country. So yeah. On that depressing note, how's everyone's weather doing? It is kind of sunny and cold outside today, I think. I have not actually ventured outdoors yet, but it looked like it was fairly chilly. Yep, chilly and sunny. That's about it. I think it's in the low to mid 30s right now, like 33, 34 kind of temperatures. But I haven't looked at a thermometer in a little bit. Come on. Okay, so it took us 43 minutes to do the first repeat of 8. It has been about 20 minutes since then, and I am doing the 8th row of this repeat, so I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. We are just... It is the correct repeat, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the 4th. Okay. And we'll do a measure because that's going to be 8 repeats out of the potential 11. So, gonna be doing that. I also don't know what kind of bind off this wants. I'm not sure it matters. Yeah. What kind of dog is it? Is it like a... Because there's like dogs that are chill with cold weather, and then there are dogs that are just not. Yeah, I don't think they are very cold weather excited. Well, it's not even this. I mean, like, it's a little bit the size, but like if you've got a husky, right? The husky is like, oh, hello, I am here for being in the cold. But if you've got like, you know, a dachshund, they are not, for example, very cold weather adapted. But I don't know about... Okay. Yeah, well, you know what? Certainly, like, not a kind of critter that should be out at night, for example, in the winter. But also, don't take my word for it. What the hell do I know about dogs? I've never had one, so do whatever your vet says. I think that's the official endorsement by one of my BFFs who is a veterinarian. Just do whatever your vet says. That is the correct thing to do. Okay. So we're clearly not... Well, we're getting to be a square. We're not quite a square yet, but let's see. Okay, yeah, so we are at not quite 11 inches of the 12, so I think we probably are only going to do one more repeat. Oh. Where do you normally get hay from? Like, is that a thing one purchases or, like, gets from a field? Does he... Oh, he buys it. Okay. I, would not survive on a farm. Can you tell? I don't know anything about any of this. Oh, does he, like, do hunting with the hunting dogs? What does one hunt in North Carolina? Like, around here, we have deer season and we have turkey season and pheasant season. What does one hunt in the Carolinas? Deer and bear. Okay. I don't think people are necessarily allowed to hunt the bears here. But they hang out in cities. They come visit our neighborhood because we have beehives. do with... So, okay, so deer, you eat, right? Bear, you can eat, but I'm assuming the fur is the thing that is important. What do you do with raccoons? Are they a food animal? Are they a fur animal? Are they a it's annoying so I shoot it animal? Because trash pandas are adorable. What is going on? Why am I... Oh. Okay. Because I'm dumb, let's undo this. I'm starting a new pattern. What is it? Eat both of those two. Yeah, and like I know bear is food. Like, I have consumed it, but what does raccoon taste like? Like, is it gamey? Is it like chicken? Oh, they say everything is like chicken, but... 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Auto mod. I'm gonna allow that. I totally see why it did not want to allow that, but let's allow that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like squirrel. Okay, I have never had squirrel. I've had rabbit. Yes, context is very important. Automod does not understand context. But yeah, I've never had squirrel. I've had rabbit. I've had bear. I've had rabbit. Rabbit is delicious. Do you do anything with pelts? Do you like sell them? Do you keep them? Like tan the deer hide? I don't know. I am such a city girl. Oh my god. Like, this conversation is just making me realize so much more how much I am a city girl. To be fair, I'm like more knowledgeable and certainly more at peace with like some of these things than a lot of other city folks I know, mostly because, again, I grew up in Russia, where like if you wanted a chicken, you bought a chicken, but like you got an entire chicken. It was dead, but like... I had bear once because every time I've encountered it, it had been, like the meat was combined with boar, and I can't eat pig bits. So... usually giving people the do stuff with them. We don't tend them ourselves. I could. Yeah. I've done it once, and it's like changing the oil in my car. I don't need to do it again. But, like, you know, my grandma would get a chicken, and then she would need to pluck it and get all the bits from inside, because they didn't come in little baggies, like when you buy a chicken at the supermarket and stuff like that. And, like, whenever we bought fish... it would swim in the bathtub until it was time to, you know, make food out of it. But... and I've hunted things, but not particularly successfully. And not particularly a lot. I'm much better at trapping things and or dealing with the things after somebody has trapped them. But, again, like, mostly birds and rabbits. I encountered it because I went to an SCA event down in Arizona, and somebody had brought it. But uh, I am the last person to tell you about where to get it because I can't have it. Let's see. I've had moose. It was kind of gamey and very deer-like. Had elk as well, which was more or less identical to moose in terms of taste. But, you know, yeah. So, here's the thing that I'll tell you about rabbits. So, first of all, rabbits are not attached to their skin. Like, if you cut off the paws, it just peels off. But also, it's just very sweet. Like for example, if you like chicken livers, rabbit livers are even better, but you have to be very careful to not eat too much of them, or you will, like bear liver, you will die of too much vitamin A. And something else that's in it that's like, it's not that it's bad for you, it's not that it's like poisonous, but it's too much and it's bad. Rabbit's delicious. Like, it just is. It's like a slightly gamier chicken. It's very good in stew. I highly recommend it. Yeah, it is. It was delicious. There's a woman up here who breeds rabbits for food, and she did a class for our local medieval enthusiasts on like slaughtering and dressing and cooking a rabbit, and it was pretty fun. Yeah, beef. I mean, beef is expensive here. I think pork is cheaper, but again, I don't eat it, so I've not looked. I tend to like the meat I get tends to be chicken because it is so much less expensive than beef. And also, like, I know a lot of people who keep chickens mostly for eggs, but like sometimes you accidentally get a boy chicken, and you do the same thing with those as you do with boy cows on a dairy farm. You put them in soup. So, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple of years since I've had rabbit. My thing is, like, I would be worried about hunting for, like, actual food because I have no idea what the animals around here have picked up while, like, being, you know, alive in nature, and I don't want to accidentally, like, I don't know, eat something that's going to make me super sick. I'm forever thinking of, like, we were learning this in biology class, and we were learning, like, I think it was like the cycle of life type stuff, and I just remember learning about these, like, weird liver flukes that just are in all deer in Connecticut. And they don't bother the deer, but when you eat the deer, you get them, and then they destroy your liver. And I like my liver. It does a lot of good things for me, so I am very careful about, like, the stuff that I eat. So, yeah, even with farmland, though, right? Like, they will pick up parasites that are okay for them, but that are super bad for us, and I want my meat all, like, pasteurized and farm raised and tested and full of antibiotics that make them not sick so that they don't make me sick. Also, I just realized that, like, just like egg prices going up, chicken prices are gonna go up too, insanely, because bird flu. Damn it. Yeah, they've been apparently having to slaughter a lot of flocks because of bird flu, and I bet that's gonna drive prices of chicken up as well. Doo-dah. because people have been catching it from the birds. Oh, also, if you have cats that you let outdoors, don't, because your cats are going to catch the bird flu and bring it back to you, because that's been happening around here. Sigh. Nature. Nature is great. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure that in some way we fucked it up. Because as humans, we are so incredibly good at doing that and fucking it up. I swear we're gonna end up having to be on the, like, impossible meat, not because we all want to be vegetarians, but because we are basically going to destroy all the actual animals that we normally eat. Yeah, that's also an option. I didn't like, so I tried like cricket flour and I just didn't like it as much. But you know, what I've tried of Impossible meat basically tastes like meat, but more importantly it cooks like meat. I think that's actually more important, is like being able to just one-for-one substitute. I heard that. I've heard they are basically like Rice Krispies. I've not tried. Just have not really encountered. My problem is, like, I don't conceptually have any problem with it. I have texture issues. I have like enough texture issues with food that people normally eat. So for me, I sort of figure, I don't want to know. I don't want to know that you like ground up worms and bugs and turn them into goulash, right? As long as it looks and tastes and feels like normal goulash, I don't care. Oh yeah, they really are. But they don't taste like the protein sources we are used to, and they're certainly not textured like it by themselves, like without adulteration, which means that it's very hard for like your normal average person to be like, okay, instead of chicken today I'm gonna cook bugs, because you can't just put them where you put chicken and like have a normal recipe, right? It's like it doesn't work that way. So that's part of why things like Impossible and Satan and all of those work really well, is they are produced and packaged to be like to be a one-for-one substitute, right? Like, this is the Seitan chicken equivalent and you just use it like chicken. I can deal with shrimp when they are like deveined and heads cut off and legs removed and whatever, and they look like shrimp in a salad. But I'm not a fan of dealing with them otherwise, yeah. Peas do, and like all kinds of beans do, but the reason like rice and beans are a good thing is because you can't just eat beans and be like, great, I'm getting all my protein. You need also some other things, or you eat meat, right? Like, you have to be that thing. It's not a complete set of amino acids, so you have to basically do math. And you have to eat like several kinds of sources of non-animal protein to get the same benefit. I think the synthetic proteins get around that, but I haven't actually looked into that like enough to authoritatively say anything. like, yeah, and we want to do a multivitamin or whatever, but you can't amino acids, like you can't vitamin that shit. You have to get them out of a food source, and you can't just eat beans, or you can't just eat peas. It's not going to give you a complete thing. Yes, correct. It is. Especially like when you get like teenagers who are like, I'm gonna be a vegan, and whose parents are not super supportive, so they're like, I'm gonna be a vegan, which means that I'm gonna eat cereal with water and maybe bread. And then they don't eat anything else. And they don't like get the support of their parents, who like have to help do research and buy the stuff. So you end up with this problem of malnutrition, and it's bad news. It's bad news bears. So like, there are diets on the planet that do not rely on a lot of meat, or rely on like seafood, or rely on various other things, and mostly those folks are fine, but sometimes they're not, right? Like, there's a reason that we put iodine in our salt, and it's because, if you eat a lot of seafood, or you eat a lot of like cattle that grazes on grass that grows near the sea, you're fine. But if you don't, you end up with like terrible iodine deficiencies. And nobody wants that. So, it's why we put it in the salt. It's the easiest way to make sure basically everybody gets it. But yeah, it's just there's science to it. It's slightly more complicated than just let's eat rice, or let's eat peas, or let's eat chickpeas, or whatever, right? Like, the world cannot survive on falafel, no matter how much I might like it, and how vegetarian it might be, and how much protein there might be in chickpeas. But, it's a decent addition to your stuff. Anyway, that was my lecture on nutrition. Please do research and talk to your medical professional. Do not listen to me for any kind of nutritional advice. I am not a nutritionist, blah, 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 disclaimer, disclaimer, insert more disclaimer, cover ass here. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know how it goes. But also, do not take advice on medical things from a random person on the internet. Hello, my name is Random Person on the Internet, and I am saying things. But yeah. Also, like, everybody's shit's different, Literally, actually, also, but like, just in general. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can count to 4. That was 5. I swear we can count to 4. I promise. I can count to 4. That is, again, not me successfully counting to 4. I literally was saying that I can count to 4 as I was failing to count to 4. Yeah. Yep. Like, I would think it was funny if it wasn't me. Actually, I kind of still think it's funny, but, like, also, this is special. Okay. All right. The internet thinks we're getting an ad in 43 seconds. I am betting that it is incorrect. But I mean, yes, it's been forever since I've seen Monty Python, but I think I've seen most of it. Most of the movies and a lot of like the flying circus shows. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go make food soon, but not yet. Your mother was a hamster, and your father smelled of elderberries. Okay, we're getting an ad soon. Once the ad starts, I'm gonna again go into the BRB screen. So you're not gonna miss any exciting knitting something. I don't know. But yeah, we will go into BRB once the ad starts, and it'll be a 3 minutes of capitalism. I was watching somebody's stream yesterday, and they were showing like terrible weight loss ads. So like, I'm sorry if that's what you get. Probably still better than 57 versions of the Mufasa live action ad, but maybe not. And there we go. BRB. Hello, I think we're back. I think we're back. Hopefully that was not too much capitalism, and yeah. And hopefully everybody had a nice break. Right, we were counting to 4. We've got, I think after this row, one more, and then time to measure again. Yeah. I don't know. What does a gremlin sneak look like? There you go. You can be first. Because nobody presses that button. But that's okay. You are the first person to press it. Okay. 3, 4. Look, I counted. I counted to 4. Or something. Ooh, I like that emoji that you have, the little fox. It's me, Scott B is the person whose emoji it is. Okay. I don't think I know that person. I do like Storm's little bear. The bear is cute. I am sad that Storm's not streaming today, or we would have raided into him, because this is about the time when he starts streaming. Usually, I think, 4 p.m. But I haven't seen him stream in a while, because I was at plus 7 hours for me, so like plus 10 hours for him, which is like a lot of time zones. So while I was on vacation, I wasn't really super able to catch his streams. All right, this is the eighth row in this repeat. So, a lot of Stardew and community gaming. The other streamer friends in Minecraft. Okay, 7 Days to Die, Fortnite. Because it's that time of day. It's time of day for falling asleep. I do like me some Stardew. I am going to be on Hi Hello Rachel's stream tonight at 6 Pacific. She's doing a Stardew with her mods, but like without any Stardew mods, because apparently mods aren't working on a Mac right now for her. So. Oh, I'm starting to get a headache again. Oh my god, I had the worst headache yesterday and I could not figure out why. And then I realized I spent 2 weeks in the land of no fresca, so I was drinking Coke. And then I came back to the land of fresca and was like, yes, I don't have to drink Coke. And then my head was like, where is the caffeine that we've been having like a bottle and a half of each day? So I think that is also what this headache I'm about to be starting to get is. So I'm going to make myself some tea, I think, after our stream to try to chase it away by having some small amount of caffeine. It was terrible, and nothing I took was helping, and I could not figure out what was going on. And it was just like, when I thought of it, finally I was like, oh my god, I'm such a dumbass. This is so obviously the problem. Why did I not think of it sooner? Well, because I did not think of it sooner. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the extra last stitch. Yeah, well, my skull is throwing a fit. That's in fact what is happening. Okay, so that is 9 repeats. This kind of looks like a square, right? All right, let's measure. Okay, well, so this is 11.5. So like, because each repeat is really like an inch and a bit, which means that if I do one more full repeat, I could do a half a repeat, right? Like nothing is stopping me from doing a half a repeat, is there? Let me go look at the instructions exactly. Repeat rows 1 through 8 until piece measures 12 inches, 30.5 centimeters from cast on, approximately 88 rows or 11 total repeats. End after completing a wrong side row. So the wrong side rows are the even rows. I don't know. Next block is going to be cast on 55 stitches, not 62. I wonder why. Is it going to be like a... And it's 19 rows. Okay, but like, it can't just be 19 rows for the block. Oh, okay, you repeat row 4 through 15 6 times. Okay. That makes much more sense. And they're supposed to be 20 by 20. So I'm looking at this picture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, like this picture is absolutely 11 repeats, but like... The gauge here is supposed to be 29 rows is 4 inches. So that's 7 rows an inch, and I am getting 6 rows to an inch, which makes sense. So that makes sense why I'm not going to be able to do. Okay. I don't know. Should I do... So I repeat until piece measures 12 inches, approximately 11 repeats, and after completing a wrong side row. So really, I just, like, I could do... Yeah, I could do like half a repeat. I think I should do half a repeat because it is not quite 12 inches. And to be fair, my square is like a little bit fatter than 12 inches also. So maybe, yeah, maybe I should do a whole let me do a half a repeat and measure and see kind of what happens, because who the hell knows. But that will allow me to finish this square in this stream, which would be nice. And I don't think I want to start the second one because I have to wind the yarn, and I really don't want to do that on stream because that's no good. But maybe we'll finish up with a little bit of spinning, just because I gotta apply the blue before I keep going on my sweater, because it's gonna take a couple of days to, like, I gotta apply it, and then it's gonna take a couple of days to needs to rest for a day, and then I gotta wet set it, and it's gonna dry for a couple of days. So yar. All right, let's get this. Let's get this show going. Ooh, I am jealous of your pasta. Did I just whack the camera? I'm sorry. Yeah, it's 4:30. I'm gonna, like, by 5 I need to go make food. I'm making fancy schmancy mac and cheese. So 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like mac and cheese where you make a bechamel and you add wine to it, and I put sodium citrate in my sauce for my mac and cheese, for this mac and cheese, so that it emulsifies nice. So 3, 4. I could just put American cheese in, but I do not want to, because it's a smoked Gouda and cheddar and a little bit of Gruyere for the melty cheese parts of this particular. I did one row already. I did not press the button because I am bad at pressing the button. Okay. Spaghetti with, oh yeah. Yeah, you mentioned that you could smell the sausage being cooked. Very nice. Sounds delicious. Sounds like I can't eat it, but it sounds delicious. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's get this done. All right, so I am hoping that what I get accomplished today, other than cooking dinner, is I get the plying done for this thing so that tomorrow I can do the kit up for my diamond painting. That's going to be tomorrow's crafty task. Come on, yarn, do the thing. Do your thing, yarn, do your thing. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at me count to 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, one more row and then we measure again. Two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, this is the most scintillating content. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last stitch. Okay. So now we measure again. And we see where we're at. So this is 9.5 repeats. Yeah, that's valid. Okay, so this is, yeah, this is exactly 12 inches. And like a little bit if we stretch it out, which is fine. So now we just need to bind off. Does not tell me what kind of bind off it wants me to use. Probably doesn't matter because I'm going to be sewing it onto other blocks in some sort of manner. It does not in the mystery mention like what kind of join we're gonna do. But I'm just gonna bind off in pattern, I think. So knit the knit stitches, purl the purl stitches, and do like the standard slide off, bind off, and move on with life is kind of, I think, how this is going to be. It's going to pull it in a little, but not like terribly. So doing the, like, because this is basically a 4x4 rib, right? So it's kind of like a, it's a little bit like a rib bind off, just a really, really fat one. Just a really, really fat one. What time is it? It's 4:40. Okay. Oh, that is fine. Probably be cute with a single or a single crochet strand. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Like, I super don't know. They gave us a, there's like a, I don't even know if I can show it. Do I have it to show? Let me see if I can, do like a window capture thingy. Is this the Yeah, this is a valid thing to do. So you can see they gave us this thing where it's like this is what it's gonna look like. So the block I'm working on is this texture block, and block 2 is this texture block. There's gonna be like a cable and stranded and intarsia and lace and mosaic. Like this is gonna be the layout, and then there's gonna be like a border, but it doesn't mention what the join is gonna be. And they're like, these diagrams are not representative of what each pattern is, but this is going to be the general layout. And like, this is the colorway that I have. It's called Coastal Dream, but like there were a couple of others like this is insane. A couple of other colorways that were like available to get. And but yeah, so like this is what it's gonna kind of like look like put together, but somehow it's gonna be like worked out. So I'm sure they'll tell us. I'm sure they'll tell us, like, because I'm assuming that like if I go and look at where they gave me the first block, they tell me that like, so January has texture 1 and texture 2, February has striped, March has texture 3 and intarsia, April has lace 1 and 2, May has cable 1 and cable 2, June has cable 3 and a mosaic, July has cable 4, August has stranded 1, September has stranded 2, November has cable lace, and then December is border and finishing. So let's see, how many blocks is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, that's like 15, but it's supposed to be 20 blocks, I think. Okay, minor variations in block size within about 1 inch in either direction are okay. Once they're sewn together, their differences won't be noticeable. Okay. It's going to be a 52 by 64 inch blanket. A few of the blocks are made in the round. Okay. Edgings will require long circular needles. Okay, great. I forget where it was written down as going to be about 20 blocks. Like, is that actually true? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's a 4 by 5 rectangle, so there's going to be 20 blocks. So, I don't know. I have no idea. We'll find out, question mark. Like just counting the quantity of blocks that they list, it's gonna be not 20 blocks, so I don't know. I guess that's part of the mystery. Or their thing, like it doesn't have anything in October, so it's possible that that thing just doesn't have anything in October, but or the chart is just like missing that or something. I don't know. I don't know. Stop sliding off. Only slide off in the specific designated way that I tell you to slide off. Okay, come on. We're almost done binding off. Almost done. Let me go look, because let me go look. Provided I can find where the heck I put my own darn Discord server. Come on. There it is. Oh, that looks really nice. I don't think I like the reverse single crochet join, but like the single crochet join looks really cute. Usually for like blankets, right? Like I think they're just stitched like sewing stitched together. But who knows? I've never made one of these, so they did not mention needing to know crochet as a skill, so it's probably not that. But also, if the thing that they're suggesting looks like butts, I might do what you're suggesting. Yeah. Like, especially with like a nice contrasty color. Almost done. Yeah, no, it's probably not, but I have no idea what they're gonna suggest, so. They're also not, like, they're not telling me to leave long edges, so, which implies that we're certainly not going to be sewing them together with, like, their own ends. There we go. Square done. Needs to be blocked desperately, but it is completed. There we go. Done. Done. Ah, no, I wanted this thing. Please connect back to my thing. These are my buttons so that I can do things like this. Yes. Square acquired. But I'm gonna set up the plying. I don't think I'm gonna get like a lot of it done because it's almost 5 o'clock, but I want to at least set it up. Okay, you go over there. You go over there. Shove all these random things that are all over my desk. All over my desk. My desk is a mess. That's okay. Yeah, I know, right? Like, it's just, there's just not enough room for all the things among my stuff. So, yeah, all the things go here, and all the things need to fit, and like, yeah. Okay, so let's see. We have an incredibly uneven amount of thread on these bobbins, and that's kind of okay, because that's normal. Let's Stay. All right, let's get this ready to go. All right, we just gotta wait for this to get over here because I want to start it with this closer. Oh, we also need to switch this to be in ply direction. Okay. Turn that off. This on here. Okay. Are we plugged in? We are plugged in. We have any uptake? We have some uptake. We have a lot of uptake. We have some uptake. We have some uptake. Okay. Good, good. Now we turn this back on. We up the speed a little bit because I want a lot of twist on this. Yeah, basically all the twisty. All of it. All the twisty. Because then it just works better as a yarn when I do that. So. No, don't you dare tearing. No tearing allowed. Get back in there. Get back in there. How audible is the wheel? Because like I feel like it's making more noise than normal right this second, but I don't know how audible it is, kind of like against me and the music and stuff. I am not bothering to change the like stream info because we're doing this for like, I don't know, 5 more minutes and then I gotta go. But I just wanted to get this started so that next time I kind of have a little bit of time while I'm sitting at my desk, I will get to actually do this because I gotta get this done today, I think. them all twisty first. Get them all twisty and then get them all on the bottom. Twisty, twisty thread. Get on there. There we go. Go. Yeah, there we go. All right, it is 5 o'clock. I really ought to go and make dinner. So let me anchor this into the little notches. How are we doing on? That's not bad. Okay. That's off. That's off. All right. Who do we have around? Can I raid someone? Zakayla is doing something with rabbit watermelons. Hooking Hijinks is doing pattern testing. Nice. Let's see. Yarnia is making journals. Megan of All Trades is making a cardigan. Somebody's crocheting. What do we want to see? Who do we want to go visit? I have no idea what Crafty Cub is doing. He's in like IRL. Oh no, he's not anymore. He's doing black work, I think. Let's see. I'm gonna go look and see what he's actually doing. Oh yeah, he's doing embroidery black work. And he's fundraising for the Trevor Project. I think that's actually the correct place to go. Let's go visit. Let's go visit Cub. He's cool people. Let me go set up a raid. Will be a tiny, tiny little raid party, but that's fine. Raid channel. Search the crafty Cub. He is another person in the Creator Club. So he is good people, good people. So let's go raid there. And it will be fun because he is cool people. He is actually the person who introduced me to the crochet cowl that I did, like my first real garment, I guess. You're welcome. Thank you for hanging out with us and talking the crazy talk about various food things. But he is cool people, and hopefully we will hang out with him. So I will see folks later. I'll be on tomorrow, and happy time zones. I don't know. I never have one. I am bad at raid messages because, like, they're always, I never know, like, what icons people have or whatever. Where's, like, the default? Here. There's like there's got to be a good, here we go. How about this one? And we can do this. How about that for a raid message? It's nice and full of pride and hearts and things. So let's go over there now.
Two comps and it's confusing. Welcome in, Raider.